So hello everyone, welcome to the GATE Academy session of Engineering Mathematics. Okay, so up till now we have discussed this chapter linear algebra, and today is the last class for this chapter. Okay, and let's discuss what all things we have discussed in the last classes. So in the last class we have discussed about the vector space, and vector space was nothing but a combination of or a set of vectors existing in a space. Okay, and we have studied various terms regarding to this, such as basis, dimension and span. We have discussed all these terms regarding the vector space. Okay, this is just a theoretical topic, so theoretical questions may be asked from this topic. That's why you must know them. Next one was rank, which I said was very important. And rank, the definition that we have studied is what? What was the definition of rank? Rank, I have said to you that rank is nothing but the number of linearly independent rows. That is your rank. So please remember, number of linearly independent rows is nothing but rank. Okay, we have calculated using this concept, and then I have told you all about your solution of system of equations. We have seen what kind of solutions we will have and how to find that solution. Okay, we have discussed all these things. So for today's lecture, we will start with questions based on 3, means question based on solution of system of equation, and then we will move to again a very important part, which is your eigenvalues and eigenvectors, going through the properties and their application, and then to the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Okay, this will be the learning objective of today. Again, today's class is very important because this topic is very frequently asked in GATE exam. You can find one question from your in your GATE paper from this topic, at least one question. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so let's first of all discuss what we have discussed regarding the solutions. So solution, we have seen how many types of solution are there. Type in the comment how many types of solution we will have and what are those types. So we will have three types of solution, that is unique solution, infinite solution and no solution. Yes, unique solution means only one point of intersection exists. And what was the condition of ranks? To find out the case of unique solutions, ranks was like this, that rank of AB will be equal to rank of A, and this value should be equal to your number of variables n. This was the condition for your unique solution. Yes or no? Then we discussed about the infinite case, and in infinite case the condition was that rank of AB should be equal to rank of A but less than n. Again, both of them will be same but will be not equal to n but less than n. And for the last case, for the case of no solution, rank of AB was greater than rank of A. This we have seen, and this was the case for which kind of system? This was the case for AX equal to B type of system, means homogeneous, non-homogeneous system. When you will have homogeneous system like this, AX equal to 0, then this condition will become rank A equal to n. This will become rank A less than n. What will be this condition? What will be the third one? Then for third one, there is no such condition, because you know that for AX equal to 0, the point 0, 0, 0 always satisfies this condition. That means the origin is always the solution to this system. So there is no case like no solution for this case. Okay. Okay, so any doubt is there in the last previous things that we have seen? Okay, so let's see the question. X plus 2y minus 3z equal to A, first equation. Then 2x plus 3y plus 3z equal to B, and the third equation is given as 5x plus 9y minus 6z equal to C. These are the three equations given to you, and it is said in the question that this system is consistent. Now tell me in the comments, what do you mean by the word consistent? What do you mean that the system is consistent? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by consistent? Yes, so consistency means the system is said to be consistent if there exists at least one solution. If there exists at least one solution, then the system is said to be consistent. If not, then the system is said to be inconsistent. Now, can you give me the condition of rank? What is the relationship among the ranks of augmented matrix and coefficient matrix for this case? What is the condition for rank? So for finding out the rank, I have already told you what you should do. You should convert the matrix into row echelon form. So let's do the operation so that this converts into row echelon form. What will you do? You will make this 2 as 0 with the help of this 1. This 2 as 0 and this 5 as 0. So two operations you will apply first on R2, and on R2 you will do R2 minus 2R1, and then on R3 minus 5R1. So that your matrix will turn into this will be 0, 3 minus 4 minus 1, 3 minus 3 into minus 2 will be plus, so it will be 9, and here it will be getting b minus 2a, then again here 0, then 9 minus 5 times of this one, that is 10, so 9 minus 10 minus 1, again minus 6 minus 5 times of minus 3, what will you get? 9, and then c minus 5 times a. You got it? Consistency. So we have seen that consistency means either unique solution or infinite solution, but in both of those cases you will have your ranks as same. It is not necessary that is equal to 3. Okay, it can be less than 3 also for the case of infinite solutions. So this will be the case. Now, if you have arrived at this point, you can directly see that there is a relationship among the rows. You can find out the relationship from here, because we have told you that finding out the rank is simply finding out the relationship among the rows. So as soon as you see the relationship, you can see that R2 is equal to R3. This relationship you can get. So from here, you can say that what is your rank of A? What is rank of A? If you look carefully for A matrix, you can see that R2 equal to R3. So this means your rank of A is coming out to be 2. Yes or no? So from this condition, that for consistency rank of AB should be equal to rank of A, which implies that rank of AB should also be 2. Rank of AB should also be 2. Now what will I say? Listen here carefully. Rank of AB should also be 2. Now, rank of AB will become 2 only when this relationship here is also followed by this matrix AB. What I am trying to say, AB, we have come to the conclusion that AB will have rank as 2. Now for the AB to be having rank as 2, the similar relationship should be applicable to AB. That means what? That means that this element should be equal to this element. So B minus 2A should be equal to C minus 5A. And if you solve this, you will get this as 3 minus B minus C equal to 0. Understood? Any doubt? Any doubt? 3 plus B, sorry. 3A plus B. 3A plus B, which is given in the option B. Option B. Now from here, listen carefully what I've said. If you forget about this column, if you just look at the C1, C2 and C3, you can see that for the matrix A, we have this relationship that both of the rows are equal. And because of these two rows becoming the same, we will say that one of these rows is dependent, other is independent, and first row is also independent. So means two rows are independent, hence rank is 2. Okay, now from this condition of consistency, we will say that the rank of AB should also be 2 again. Okay, now for the rank of AB should be 2, means rank of AB is becoming 2, means there is a relationship among the rows. Now we have got that relationship for the first 3 columns as R2 equal to R3. If this relationship follows for last column 2, then you will say that, okay, for this matrix also 2 rows are or one row is dependent. Okay, so what I'm saying is, because this relationship is followed for first 3 columns, this must be followed for the last column also, so that the rank of AB becomes 2, and that is why this relationship is coming out. So these are the 3 equations given to you. Now they are asking you whether it is having unique solution. Okay, there will be a unique algebraic solution. Okay, in place of the word equation in option A, there will be solution, and then option B is about only 2 solutions of this. Now tell me, can option B be your answer anytime? Can option B be your answer or no? We will write the augmented matrix. How to write the augmented matrix? First of all, just take the coefficients of your x, y and z. Like for first equation, coefficient of x1, coefficient of y1, and then z1. Again for second equation, 2, 1 and 2. And similarly for the third equation. And with the hatch line, we will write the coefficient, this elements which are known as B matrix or constant matrix. So this is known as augmented matrix, and for finding out the solution, we find out the rank of augmented matrix and the coefficient matrix. Coefficient matrix means just the 3 columns, first 3 columns. Okay. So this is what we do in this process. Now how to find out the rank? Just do the row echelon form, that on R2 we will apply the operation 2 times R1, so that this becomes 0, and on R3 we will apply the operation R3 minus R1, so that this becomes 0. We have to make zeros below the first one. So these 2 zeros. Similar operation applied on this will give you minus 3. Minus 1 minus 4 minus 3. Then 2 minus 2 0. And 5 minus 8 minus 3. And again, similar operation applied on this, 1 minus 1, 0, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3, 1 minus 1, 0, and 1 minus 3 minus 3. Now, do I need to solve it further? I got the solution or not? Able to find out the relationship that R2 is coming out to be equal to R3 for both AB and A. That means what? Rank of AB is also equal to rank of A, which is equal to 2 but less than number of variables 3, that is n. So we know that this is the case of infinite solutions. Hence you can say infinite solution will be there. Option C. And yes, very good Parinay, very good. So you have found actual relationship between R1, R2 and R3. So Parinay is saying that R1 is nothing but R2 plus R3. Yes. So we have this relationship also. If you are able to see this relationship in this matrix itself, again you are able to see that because of this relationship, how many rows are dependent? This row is dependent, means the rest 2 rows are independent. Hence rank of both the 2 matrices means AB also and A also is the same, that is 2. Okay. Option D means no feasible solution, means no solution. Feasible means that not possible. Feasible means something is feasible means it is possible. Okay, and not feasible means not possible. So no feasible solution means the condition of no solution only. Okay, so always this method is always applicable to every type of problem. That's why we are studying this method. Okay, you can have any other method as also. If you want to solve it by other method, you can directly solve it. What is the rank of this matrix? What is the rank of this matrix? So this matrix is already in row echelon form. 2 of the rows are zeros. So you will say rank is 1. Yes, it can be so. Yes or no? And we have seen one example also, one question we have seen where Aij was I into j. You remember it or not from the last class? This was a matrix and we framed a matrix like this. 2, 4, 6, 3, 6 and 9. You remember it? In this case also we said that R2 is nothing but 2 times R1 and R3 is nothing but 3 times R1. So what we said that this is also dependent, this is also dependent, only row independent is R1. So we have this case this case also. Maitri, you won't understand this thing. So please, for now, just copy it down. And if you see the lecture again, then you will understand. Okay. Now tell me one thing. We have from since our childhood we have been following this system of education where we are ranked according to your marks. Are you able to see what I'm trying to say? I'm telling you that in our education system we have always been ranked according to your marks. So the person who gets the highest marks is ranked as the number 1, and the person who gets the lowest marks is ranked as the last number. Okay. So there must be some similarity between this rank that we are finding and that rank that you are following. Can you guess what the relationship is? Can you guess it? So actually those all these things are interrelated. So let's say if I say that there is a class of 20 students. Let's imagine a condition where there are 20 students in a class and we are ranking them according to their percentage marks they have got. Okay. Now let's say among these 20 students, 5 students are such that 5 students got exactly same percentage, let's say 80%. Among these 20 students, 5 students got exactly same percentage, 80 student, and the minimum marks that a student got, minimum percentage in the class was, let's say, 40%. Now tell me, what will be the rank of this student who got this minimum percentage? What will be the rank of that person? What will be the rank of that student who got 40%? It's just basic aptitude question. I've said 20 students are there, among which 5 students got exactly same marks, 80%. Now if I say that in the class the minimum percentage a student brought was 40%, then what will be the rank of that student in the class? 20 students are there, 5 had got same marks, remaining 15 students got different marks. Remaining 15 students got different marks. Okay. And the minimum percentage in the class was 40%. I asked you what is the rank of this person who got this minimum percentage. So what is it? 15, 20, 16 or what? Okay. See here. I don't know what marks they are getting, but I know that among these 15 students, they all have different marks. Means they will all be getting some different ranks. Yes or no? According to this or for these 15 students, we will have 15 positions or 15 ranks. Understood? For these 15, because all of them have distinct marks, they will secure 15 different positions. So we know that 15 ranks are or 15 positions are occupied by these 15 students. Now what about these 5 students? These 5 students, because they are scoring the same marks, they all will be occupying only one position. Yes or no? Because they are securing same marks, exactly same marks, means they all acquire only one position. So maximum possible rank in this whole scenario will be what? 16. So this person will got which rank? 16. Understood? I've told that they are all distinct. For these 15 students, the marks are distinct, not same. All of them are getting distinct marks. Only 5 of them are getting same marks, which is 80%. Anybody else is having any doubt? So maximum possible ranks is 16. That's why this minimum percentage student will get the rank as 16th. Now what happened here is that all these 5 students were having the same data. All the 5 students were having the same data, or in other way we can say that all these 5 students were dependent. All this data was dependent. It was same, na? If I say that this is x1, so x1, x2, x3, all are same. So I can say that all these data are dependent. That's what we are doing in our case also. We are finding out the linearly independent rows. So the data which is dependent is not counted in the rank. Similarly, following, the rows which are dependent are not counted in the rank of the matrix. So it is the same concept which we are following here. That rank, what does the rank do? It removes all your dependent data. It removes all your dependent data and only focuses on independent data. Okay, understood this? That is the real life example why we are finding out the rank. Because you will have in a matrix, like let's say if you have a 100 cross 100 matrix, 100 cross 100 matrix, there are 100 rows. But let's say the number of linearly dependent row are only 3. Number of linearly independent row are only 3. So what we can say that rest of the 97 rows are dependent. So if you take them into consideration or if you do not take them into the consideration, then also your result will be the same only. Got it? When I said that 20 students are there in total, so these 5 students will have only one position. Similarly, if 3 students are scoring 100 marks, they will all get one position. They will not get one other positions. They will get one position, and then there will be a second position that will be secured by the next highest one. That is the case. This is not why are you getting confused? It is very easy thing. So if you are not able to understand, you can just rewind the lecture again and see it. But that's the only thing that I wanted to convey here, is that the rank removes all the dependent data so that your data gets reduced and you are able to perform your operation very easily on the remaining data. Okay, let's move forward then. Solve this question. So the table that we have actually drawn, or the chart that we have drawn in the last class, that will be very, very helpful in solving each and every question of this topic. So just remember that chart by heart. So this time the system is given like this, and this time the condition given is infinite solution. Infinite solution. What is the condition for infinite solution? That both of them will have the same rank but less than n, which is 3 here. Yes or no? This is the condition. So just follow your row echelon form. Let's write the augmented matrix. Okay, let's apply the operation on R2 to make this element as 0. So R2 minus R1, and on R3 to make this element as 0, R3 minus R1 again. So 2 minus 1, 1, alpha minus 1, and we have beta minus 5. Okay, done. Then what will we do? Next step is to make the diagonal element as either 0 or 1. Diagonal element as 0 or 1. So I'll divide the row 2 by the number 2. So what will we get here is 0, 0 and 1, 1, 2, 1, alpha minus 1, beta minus 5. Then what will be the step? Then just use this one to convert this element as 0. So on R3 we will apply the operation. So all these calculations, these are just our 6th class level calculations, so I'm not going deep into them. Now what is required? That rank of AB should be equal to rank of A. Okay, rank of AB should be equal to rank of A, but that should not be equal to 3, it should be less than 3. So obviously you can see that this is not becoming 0, this is not becoming 0. In row echelon form, the rank is given by the number of rows which have at least one non-zero element. Okay, so for the rank not to be equal to 3, what do you need? You need that rank of AB should be equal to rank of A, and that it should be 2. That means this value here, it should turn out to be 0, and this value here should turn out to be 0. Very easy question. Alpha 2 beta 7. So this method, augmented matrix method, is like an apple. Why an apple? Because this method is, okay, we will not, okay, see this question. So this method is like an apple because an apple a day solves all the problems. So this method also solves all the problems, whether it may be a case of where some unknowns are given, or whether it may be a case to find out the solution also, then also it will be helpful to you. While the other method that you will be following are not always applicable. Some of them, somewhere, at least somewhere, they will have some drawbacks. Okay, but this method is applicable everywhere. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Everybody answer. Question is very interesting one. Why? I'll tell you. Because first of all, there are 4 equations. We have never dealt with 4 equations till now. We have dealt with 3 equations, 3 variables. But what is happening here? 4 equations and 3 variables. Okay. So now the thing is, here this question is what type of a question? NAT type. Do you know what is NAT? Do you know what is NAT? NAT stands for numerical answer type question. Numerical answer type question. And if you are preparing for GATE, you must know that for this type of a question, there is no negative marking in GATE exam. Yes or no? This system is NAT and there is no negative marks for NAT type of question. So the answer will be either 0 or 1. Yes or no? Number of solutions is asked. Solution is not asked. The number of solutions can be either 0 or 1 or infinite. Yes or no? But now this infinite cannot be answered using that keypad. So definitely your answer is either 0 or 1. You can apply your 50% probability to guess this answer. Okay. So always keep these things in mind, that when can you guess and when you cannot. In this question, you should, if you are not able to solve it, then also you should make a guess and should mark one of them as answers. Okay. So keep that thing in mind. So let's move with the question. Let's solve it. So actually 0 is not your answer. The answer is 1. The system is having unique solution. Let's see how. So 3x plus 2y, first equation. Anybody getting unique solution or not? First of all, look, listen to me carefully. Okay, Chandresh wants to ask me the thing which I have said. So first of all, I said that this is an NAT type question. Means there is no negative marking. Yes, you know that. There is no negative marking in NAT question. And because the solutions, you know that the nature of solution can be unique, infinite or no solution. Now, if the answer is if the answer is infinite solution, that means number of solution is infinite solution. You can't enter this value through your numeric keypad which is given to you in the exam. Okay, that infinite symbol is not there. So how to answer that? So definitely its answer will not be infinite. Now its answer will be either unique solution or 0 solution or no solution. So answer can be either 0 or 1. Now you can apply some guesses or some chances to just guess it and mark it one of them as answer, because this is a NAT type question. Okay, that's what I wanted to tell you. Now coming to the point again, listen to me carefully here. We have seen here there are 4 equations and 3 variable. Okay, in our syllabus we have seen that if you want to get a unique solution also for 3 variables, then at max you need how many equation? 3 equation. Yes or no? We have seen that if there is a unique solution or if there is a no solution. Okay, if there are minimum 3 equation, then also you can solve them to get the values of these 3 variables. Understood? Understood what I am trying to say is that for 3 variables, if you have minimum 3 equations, then also you can solve it to get this xyz value. But here are more than 3 equations, 4 equations given to you. That means if you remove one of the equation from your this set, then also you can solve this to get the solution. Now the thing is, which equation should you remove? So that equation you should remove which is dependent. Understood? That equation you should remove which is dependent. So obviously if you look carefully, then you can see that this is, let's say, number 4, this is 3, this is second, and this is 1. If you see carefully, then if you subtract first from the second one, then you will get your fourth equation, which implies that your fourth equation is nothing but a dependent equation. That means you can just eliminate from these 4 equations this fourth equation and solve by following the rest 3. Understood? Any doubt in this, or should I repeat it? Any doubt? We should remove that equation, or we should apply such operation so that the row which is dependent is eliminated. If you remove the independent row, then definitely you won't get your answer. Understood or not? The dependent row should only be removed. That is why we are looking for dependency. If you apply any of the operation like you said, then it is not sure that you are removing a dependent row or independent row. Okay, we must be trying to remove our dependent row. Same reason, because that's what I said now, that 100 rows are there. You can remove your 97 rows, but you can't remove those 3 rows which are independent. So you must look for a row which is independent and take them into your considerations. Okay, so that's why I am taking your first 3 rows and finding out the rank. So first of all, A11 should be 1. So I am interchanging row 1 with row 3. So that first element becomes 1. So if you look here also, you cannot get any relationship among the rows. That means that all of the rows are independent. That means rank of A, B and rank of A both are same and equal to your number of variables n. That's why unique solution. Again, you will get the same answer if you are solving by taking all of them together and finding out the rank and so on. Okay, still you will get the same answer, but what will happen now is that definitely your fourth row will completely become 0. What will happen? Fourth row will definitely come out to be 0 only for AB also, for A also. Okay, that does not mean that this is a case of infinite solution, because still the rank of A and rank of AB will be equal to your number of variables. So Sarthak, you can solve that way also. That when 2 equations are same, then they are infinite solution. But see this thing. See this thing that this row is dependent on this one, na? So that means that this is lying at the intersection of this again. But it's just like this. That you have 2 planes like this. You are them intersecting like that. Like that, okay. If the third plane passes through this, But if the fourth plane is like this, yes, fourth, what is happening? Let's say two planes are like this, and the third plane passes through the intersection of these two, but the fourth plane is like this, cutting them through middle. Then again you have one point which is common to all of these four planes. That means you have unique solution. Still, one of the plane is dependent to the other, but you are having a point or one point at which they are commonly intersecting. That's why there is a unique solution. Okay, for this question, what is the condition given? That the system has no solution. And what is the condition of no solution? That rank of AB is greater than rank of A. This is the condition for your case of no solution. So if I go through the augmented matrix, then the augmented matrix will be this is the augmented matrix, yes or no? Okay. So what is happening here? You must have solved using your traditional approach of finding out the rank, like doing the operation on R2 and R3 and then making them 0 and so on. But that is, I will not follow here. Why? Because I know this condition. I know what? That the rank of AB and rank of A are not equal and rank of AB is greater than rank of A. Okay. So if I look for possible values of rank, possible values. I'm saying possible values because right now I'm not sure. So possible values of rank will be like this, that rank of AB is 3 and rank of A is 2. Yes or no? Or it may be so that rank of AB is 3 but rank of A is 1. Or it may be the case like this, that rank of AB is 2 and rank of A is 1. Now rank of A cannot be 0 definitely. Why rank of A can't be 0? Because it's not a null matrix. Rank of A can be 0 only if it's a null matrix. It's not a null matrix, so it won't be 0. Now if I go one by one according to the condition, if rank of AB is to be 3, okay, rank of AB is to be 3, that means what? That means what? That these elements, you can see it is 1 and 1 are equal, 4 and 4 are equal, but this should not be followed by the remaining elements. Okay, if this is followed by the remaining elements, then definitely you will apply some operation and this R3 will completely become 0, so that rank of AB will not be 3. Understood? So what I am trying to say here is that for rank of AB to be 3, lambda should not be equal to 6 and mu should not be equal to 20. Okay, but you need rank of A to be 2. Rank of A to be 2. For rank of A to be 2, rank A matrix is up to this C1, C2, C3. Okay. For rank of A to be 2, we can say that if lambda becomes equal to 6, see here carefully. If lambda becomes equal to 6, then for A, R2 will become equal to R3. Yes. So that rank of A will become 2. But for this to be true, this same relationship should not be followed for these many. So lambda should not be 20, and this is your answer as given in option B. Option B. Any doubt in this question? Now no need to go further. Obviously rank of A cannot be 1 because there are some non-zero elements here. This cannot be 1. This cannot be 1. So these are obviously eliminated and you got your answer as option B. Okay, I am repeating again what I've said, that these are the possible combinations for the ranks of A, B and ranks of A for the case of no solution. Okay, now let us assume that the first condition is true, that rank of AB is 3 and rank of A is 2. Now for the matrix to have rank of A to have as 2, for the A matrix to have rank as 2, what do you need? You see that these two elements and these two elements are same. If lambda becomes equal to 6, then the matrix will have one dependent row and the rank will become 2. So what I said, for rank of A to be 2, lambda should be equal to 6. so that R2 equal to R3 relationship will be followed. But again, we don't need rank of AB to be equal to 3. So what we will say that, okay, this R2 equal to R3 is followed by first 3 columns, but it should not be followed by the last column. That means what? Whatever mu value you can take, but it should not be equal to this value, means mu should not be equal to 20. So what type of system is it? What type of system of equation is this? All the constants are 0. When all the constants are 0, then they are said to be homogeneous system of equation, Ax equal to 0 type. Yes, this is a homogeneous system. Now the thing for homogeneous system is that you know that option B and D are obviously not your answer. Yes or no? Option B and D can never be your answer. D means 5 solutions. 5 solutions are never your answer. 5 solution, 8 solution, 10 solution. Why? Because that means the line is not a line now, or the plane is not a plane now. It has become a curved surface. Okay, that is not possible because it's a linear equation. Yes. So option D is definitely or not your answer. Again, option B can't be your answer because it's a homogeneous system. So we know that the point x equal to 0, y equal to 0 and z equal to 0 definitely is one of the solution. Okay, is definitely one of your solution like this. Understood? So no case or no worries about option B and D. Yes. Now only need is to find out whether the answer is A or C. Now this is a homogeneous system, and I'll tell you this system is a very, I can say, cute one. Why cute? Because we need not solve for rank in this system. Why? Because if you check the value of determinant, that is only enough to get you to the answer. Because we have seen yesterday, if it comes out to be 0, if determinant comes out to be 0, then what is the case? In the chart you must have written, it is the case of infinite solution. But if it is not 0, then it's the case of unique solution. So what we will try to do is just to find out the determinant. If it's 0, infinite solution. If it's not 0, unique solution. Understood? Yes or no? So just find out the determinant. Now Maitri, do you know how to find out the determinant? So for finding out the determinant, we always choose that row or that column in which there are maximum zeros. Okay, so that the terms will get reduced automatically. So I am choosing R3 and I am expanding along R3. So R3 element 1 is 1. Its position is what? This position is 3, 1. So 3 plus 1 into minor of this element, that is 1. Minor, how do you find out minor? Just delete the row and the column in which the element is present and take the determinant of the rest ones. So this is the determinant. Next, 1 into minus 1 to the power position of this element is 3, 2. So 3 plus 2 into the minor. Minor is what? Delete again the same row and now this column. So the minor will be 2, 1, 0, minus 1. So 2, 1, 0, minus 1. Minus 1 to the power 4 will be plus 1. This value will be minus 1, minus 1. Minus 1 to the power 5 will be minus 1. And this will be minus 2. So minus 2 plus 2, 0. And 0 means infinite solution. 0 means infinite solutions. Yes? Determinant should be 0. Yes, obviously. Why? Because it has been given non-trivial solution. Non-trivial solution means what kind of solution? Infinite solutions. Infinite solutions, if this is the case, then we know that the determinant should be 0. So only thing you need to do is here is that make the determinant as for non-trivial solution. Non-trivial, again I am repeating, the non-trivial means infinite solution, and for infinite solution in the case of homogeneous system, we will have determinant as 0. Okay. Now this determinant solving is very, very easy. Have you seen this kind of determinant somewhere else? So this determinant we have seen in the previous class, that it's a special type of determinant where the elements of each column are same. Elements of each columns are similar, just their order is interchanged. Like here the P is coming as first, here P is coming in last, here P is coming as second. Okay, so what is happening here? Each column is having same elements but different order. So what operation do you need to apply for this determinant to solve? What was that operation? I have written down as note. So this was the operation So this is what we have done. Now you can take this P plus Q plus R common, because if you want to take any element common from a determinant, that factor or that element should be common to each and every element of that particular row or column. So you can take P plus Q plus R as common, which gives you directly P plus Q plus R as 0. Understood?